today on Divorce Court.
I'm here because I'm tired of arguing with my fiance Joe about money. He's cheap and he doesn't want to invest in anything with our business or our future together. And if this doesn't stop, I know I'm not going to go on with this marriage. I just know I'm not.
I want the judge to tell Sanetta that marriage is a partnership, and I can't pull the load on my own.
I would like the judge to tell Joe what he needs to do to keep a woman like me. And if he's able to do that, I promise you, he'll be able to get so much in return.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Sanetta Gibson and Joe Plummer. I bet you they get you with that one.
Every
Joe
time.
Plummer, all the time.
Every time.
I'm
a real Joe Plummer.
Yeah, right? You the real thing. The two of you have been together for 5 years, engaged for the last 2, but you can't quite make it to the altar, so you come before me. You filled out a compatibility test, giving me your license and permission to tear it up should I think your union is ill-advised. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Gibson.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about why you're together, but can't quite make it to the altar.
Well, I've actually known Joe for about 25 years. We met in the 90s. We were both performers, and you know, he was a good friend at the time. And but the thing is that now that we've gotten together, he drives me cuckoo bananas because, because there's just issues that I have to deal with him.
Well, what are the major issues?
He's jealous.
And why do you think he's so jealous?
I think it may be because of his, his age. You can see.
Well, how old are you?
Well, he's 16 years older than I am.
Okay, so you're not gonna give up your age. You just gave up the test. Well done. Well done.
You can see that there's a little height difference there, but see, that's not the issue. He doesn't have a he doesn't even know that he's short. That's the truth. He don't know. I'm not even the tallest woman that he's dated. They're all tall and beautiful, and seriously, he doesn't know that.
So you think it might be the age issue?
I really do. I think because he's aging a little bit. The man puts on makeup a little bit to cover his, you know, the dark
bags under his eyes,
and you know, the hair.
Well, let Mr. Plummer respond to that allegation. What do you say? Are you jealous, and is it because of the difference in your ages?
No, I could be just a little bit, a hint of jealousy.
Yes.
But I take care of myself, so it's not that I don't think I'm better than anybody else or less. It's just that
But you're confident.
I'm very confident.
You cool.
I'm cool.
It's all together.
Yeah, it's all good.
Why are you jealous? Is it because of things that she does?
Yeah, I think she's, but, well, you do, because the thing is, she's very beautiful, first of all, but she's flirtatious, so she needs that attention.
Ms. Gibson?
I'm sorry.
She needs that attention, you know? So I was telling her, you don't need to pander.
Can you give me an example of something she's done in your presence that was inappropriately flirtatious?
We were at a show, a play, and one of my friends was in the play. And after the play, they had a little party afterwards, and she went up there to give him a big hug. No big deal. And I'm talking to other folks about different things, and then I look around, she still got this hug, whispering in his ear. She said how good he was, and he was good, but it went on for like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going like, okay, do you need to get a room or what? You know?
Now, Ms. Gibson, why don't you give me your version of that event?
All I did was tell that gentleman that I thought he was a fantastic actor, a great singer, and that he should be moving out of Chicago and coming to L.A. That's all I said to that man. That's what I told him.
That long?
It wasn't 3 or 4 minutes. It probably felt like that to him
but
because he's so jealous of everything. I can't do nothing. He's crazy banana cuckoo.
Well, give me an example of crazy banana cuckoo.
Okay, I started working. It was early on when I started working at this department store, and so I walked up to the door. He comes to pick me up at night, which is great. So I walk up to the door, and I forget to clock out or something. So I walk back. As I come back to the door to open the door, here I see this man's face pressed up all in the window, looking like this, and I was like, what's going on? He thought that I had gone back to try to give somebody my phone number or talk to somebody or something. I went back to
you had all day to do that, so
no, dear. No, that's bananas.
Well, Mr. Plummer, what did you think she was doing?
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the truth. When she calls me to come pick her up, she wants me to be on time, so I'm there.
Yeah.
So she walks to the door. There's a little window at the door. Right. So she walks to the door, and she sees me, and if she's talking, she'll go like this. And then she'll come out. This time she went to the door and did this and went like, and I couldn't see her. She just went out, out of focus. So I'm going like, okay, let me see how long this takes. And it took a little, some minutes. So I said, okay, what's going on? So I went up to see what was going on.
And the
Well,
window was
wait a
up
minute,
here.
Miss Gibson. Wait a minute, Miss Gibson. You make a point of making a man show up on time. He has a right to be annoyed if you in there chit-chatting before
I
he's
wasn't
gonna
chit-chatting.
leave.
I think my boss had called me, or I had to clock. It was something that needed to be
I've
done.
seen you-
But the window was up here, so the man on his tippy toes like this, looking in the window. It was ridiculous.
I've seen you
Well,
talk from that window.
isn't crazy cuckoo. That's just, a height situation. I'm 5'1". I feel you. I know exactly
I've seen
how
her
that
talk
is.
from the window before she came out. So she didn't have to go, and stay. So that's
Not the only
Mr.
thing, Your
Plummer,
Honor.
you say she tries to control what you wear. Explain that to me.
okay. I feel like I'm young anyway. But I'm not into the boots with the shoelaces all hanging around when you walk.
Right.
I like to
right.
dress nice. So that's what I like to do. Now she has, she bought me some nice stuff before, But for the most part, nah.
Are you looking for ghetto fabulous
I'm
from
not.
a guy
Absolutely
who's...
not. Absolutely not. Just something a little younger, a little bit more fun. He doesn't always have to look like he got off the stage. This morning. He had to admit this morning that he looked like one of the miracles or one of the Temptations. Hello.
Well, you say in particular
cute,
you don't
though.
like his gators.
No, I don't. I don't like the gators. He'll wear a little, hat, one of those little, what are those called, little hattie hats here? I can't think of what they're called, but yeah, he looks like something out of a movie or, from a 40s, zoot suit something. Or what I mean, he has a young spirit and he doesn't look his age.
I'm with you. I hear you, Miss Gibson. I also understand, however, that one of your major issues is a major issue that a lot of people have, and I'm talking about money.
I love her, but she has this gold digger attitude sometimes.
Oh, no.
Explain how that comes across.
She said, well, if you want to get with me, you got to have $3,000 or $4,000. You got to make $3,000 or $4,000. And if I make more than you, then it's going to be a problem. So.
She actually said that?
Did you?
Ms. Gibson, tell me, what is the nature of your economic disagreements?
He's cheap. He's cheap and he don't want to spend no money. And every time I say, oh, we need something here, we need something there, he's like, we can't afford that. We can't have. I'm not even talking about something. I might just even suggest, hey, we may need X, Y, or Z. And I'm not even talking about at this very moment. I can't even suggest it before his mouth goes, we can't afford that. When I know he can. When, in fact, all he has to do is spend the money and we can get it, but he doesn't want to.
Mr. Plummer, your woman called you cheap. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I'm frugal.
Frugal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because the thing is, sometimes, I love her, but she has this gold digger attitude sometimes.
Oh, no.
Explain how that... Put the hand
I'm
down.
sorry.
Explain how that comes across.
Well, when I first met her, I wasn't making what I'm making now. But the thing is, she said, well, if you want to get with me, you got to have $3,000 or $4,000. You got to make $3,000 or $4,000. And if I make more than you, then it's gonna be a problem. So.
She actually said that?
Did you?
Okay, let me just explain something. I'm not a gold digger, number one, because I've had my own.
I didn't
had
say
my
you was a gold
own.
digger.
Stop.
I've had my own home. I've had, a Mercedes sitting in the parking. I've had my own stuff. I've had more things than he's had, to be honest. I just think that we can put it together and we can get more and just do more. We have a company
What
that
do
we're
you
trying
want
to...
him to do that he's not doing now? That's the part I'm trying to figure out.
Work. But every time I bring that up, he's like, the first thing that comes out of his mouth, I worked 30 years. I'm retired. Okay,
From the steel mill.
Oh, that's great. But you know what? You married, he's not married, I know. You're about to marry someone that still has expectations in her life and still has goals and things. And if he wanted somebody that didn't want anything, he should have gotten somebody older
I don't want
to me.
anybody who doesn't want anything.
That's what it feels
Mr.
like.
Plummer?
That's what it feels like.
Did you hear what she said?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she'll be satisfied with you if you don't go back to her? Because you earned your retirement, especially if you were working in the steel mill.
Yeah,
You've
I
earned
understand
that.
Yeah.
And you have a right to kick back if that's what you want to do. But my question to you is, do you understand the level of la 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 you're gonna hear if you don't go back to work?
Well,
And are you willing to listen to it?
Well, I'm working now. I'm doing a lot. I do promos at different stores, give
Yeah, you do some
out
stuff.
food or liquors, and it's a little nice money, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when she got to Chicago, she didn't have a Mercedes. She didn't have a house. She stayed with me. So she's going to tell me,
Yeah.
she's going to lay the law down to me on what I need
Your
to have.
Honor, yeah, but it was squalor, and I don't live in squalor
was
like
not
that.
squalor.
Yes, it was, dear.
It was
Okay.
not.
Yes, it was.
It's fairly clear what we got here. We've got two people at different stages in life.
Yeah.
She's still running, and you relaxing. And there's nothing wrong with running when you're supposed to run, and there's nothing wrong with relaxing when you have the opportunity and the right to relax. What you got to have to decide to do, whether you can run and relax in tandem. You know what I mean? You got to be comfortable with who he is, the way he is, and you got to be comfortable with she is, how she is, and how you gonna compromise to get there, because I know why you like her. I'm looking right at her. But there's a cost to that. So we're gonna talk about the compatibility test in a moment so we can shed some light on the other disagreements you may have.
When I first got with Joe, I talked to him about having kids, and he was like, "Oh yes, I'm thinking about maybe we can have kids." And
I got
all this
4
stuff.
grown kids. I don't need any more kids.
Exactly. That's what happened. Thank you. Like 3 years into it. Oh, I feel like I could have had kids, and I should have. And I sometimes I feel like I still want to. You know.
Ms. Gibson, I asked you to tell me 5 things that was wrong with this man, and you said his passive-aggressive behavior,
Yes.
his indecisiveness, his I don't care attitude, 3 ways of saying the same thing,
Yeah.
his dismissive way, you done said it again, if I'm sorry or something, and his cheapness and negative attitude towards money.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So he's slow, got no go, and he needs more dough. That's what you pretty much says.
Yes. Hallelujah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't want to, and we got things that we're trying to do. We're writers, and we're the great thing.
What do you want to do?
We have a company we're trying
wanna
to
do everything.
build. I do want to do everything. That's just my personality. I'm sorry, but we're able to
And buy everything.
We're able to bring our friends in and employ them and give them acting jobs and things like that because we write and we're able to do that and we need the money to do that. And I want us to have a beautiful place where we can bring our family and friends to come and stay with us. I just want the American dream that
It takes a
that
little
I
time
believe that
for
we
that,
can have it.
doesn't it?
I understand that, but we
Mr.
still have to
Plummer,
make
I
goals.
understand. I'm right with you. It does take time to do that. But my question to you is, do you really feel like doing it at this time?
I don't mind doing it, but it's like she's in a rush or something, Yeah, it's just always now.
Well, because we don't have tomorrow. Ain't nothing promised.
I understand
dear.
that. I
Nothing
understand,
is
but you just can't
promised for
just
you.
jump out and do what you need to do.
Okay, so we've gotten that. And since we're talking about different stages of life, Ms. Gibson, children.
Yes, ma'am.
It's something you want?
Yes.
Something you're having difficulty with? Why don't you
Yes.
tell me about that?
Well, when I first got with Joe, I talked to him about having kids, and he was like, "Oh, you could men say anything they want to say to get you." He's like, "Oh yes, I'm thinking about maybe we could have kids." And
I got
all this
4
stuff.
grown kids. I don't need any more kids.
Exactly. That's what happened. Thank you. Like 3 years into it. So then, and then I found out that I have a fibroid. And it's a big one too. It's the size of a grapefruit. But I didn't know that I had been bleeding myself to death. I had to have emergency blood transfusion. I used to pass out. I mean, it was just really, really bad. So, in respect for him, he really took care of me through that time. But I did want to have children. I felt like I could have had kids, But I was really just thinking about my career more than.
Do you think you missed that boat? Because that ain't got nothing to do with Mr. Plummer over there. You got to make a decision about how you feel about that and what you want to do with that, apart from him.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've been taking care of my little nephew, and then I lost my family members and stuff, and so, it's just been a lot about, I guess, with life with me. And so I feel like I could have had kids, and I should have, and sometimes I feel like I still want to,
Oh, Mr. Plummer?
I don't know.
Yes.
You know she feels that way, right? Mm-hmm. How do you feel? Do you feel that maybe this is the best position for you because she doesn't have kids? Do you want to have kids, or do you want to help her in that process? Maybe adopt or in vitro or whatever people do these days?
Well, I wouldn't mind if she didn't have such a high goal of spending money and wanting the car and the house and this.
Right.
Kids are, expensive.
Yes, they are.
So that's more money that we have to go into and find some money for that,
Gotcha.
So, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, now that we've gone through all of that, I want to take it back to where the love is so we can make a judgment about how much sense this makes. At some point, we have all got to decide between what you want and what we're capable of having. Yeah. You want him, but you have to decide whether or not you're capable of getting the other things you want if you're with him. Life ain't perfect. There's no perfect circumstance. There's no perfect guy. There's no perfect marriage. There's no perfect ending to anything. You got to make a decision about what it is you want. You got to make a decision, Mr. Plummer, if you want to work. Because this woman requires, she's high maintenance. No, yeah, you're not working to the extent to shut her up. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's a number associated with her being quiet. You haven't hit it yet. And you've got to make a decision whether you want to hear that long term or up your game, because she isn't going to change. That's who she is. That's where she is. She's 49. She wants to run, hoop, and holler, and that's where that is. And you got to decide whether or not you can give that to her. Ms. Gibson, you have to decide whether your major dreams in life can be achieved with the man that you've picked. You can't pick a guy and then tell him to be somebody other than who he is. He is who he is. He's earned the right to kick back and lean back and leave it alone. He's earned the right. He's already raised 4 children. Children. Woo, those people. They're a lot of work. They're a lot of money. You think they're gone. Next thing you know, here they come back. And every time that hand is out, Mama, I need that. Just, whoo! If he had more children, they're going to be doing that to him when he's 85. That's cold. That's cold to ask of any 85-year-old. So you got to think about it. You may love each other. You may want to be together. But I think you're at such different points in your life that it doesn't make sense. Someone will always be eternally dissatisfied because you are incapable of satisfying the other person's most fervent needs. I'm not going to tear up your marriage license. I'm just going to fold it up in this book and slide right out the door with it. This matter is adjourned.
I don't know if we should stay together. I mean, we're obviously at different points in our lives. I want a baby and I want things to be a certain way, and he just doesn't.
I'm 65 now, and I don't think I want to be a father. I have 4 grown kids, and I've done that, been there, done that. That's enough for me.
He's older and he wants to retire, and sometimes I think he's just tired, and I don't know if I can deal with that. I might have to move on. As much as I don't want to, it may have to be that.